The very next day, I started. I fasted for 3 days, eating and drinking nothing the first day, and only water for the next 2 days. I prayed all day long, even at work. I made room for God intentionally and waited for Him to talk back to me. And you know what? I didn't even look like I was fasting. My coworker actually asked me if I sang at church because I was singing every day. And I laughed because the joy of the Lord really was my strength during that fast. But let's rewind back a little bit to the first day of the fast. That Sunday, I went to church expecting freedom. They sat me on the second row, and I usually don't like sitting that close because I serve on the media team, okay? They be all up in there. But I didn't care. I was hungry for God. Pastor Monica preached about intimacy with Christ, and I sat there eating that word up, praying in my heart, Lord, please set me free. At the altar call, when she started laying hands, I closed my eyes expecting to feel the anointing. But when she got to me, it felt like it bounced off. She laid hand on my head, resistance. She laid hands on my stomach, resistance. Everyone around me fell out in the spirit, and I was the only one still standing. I went back to my seat desperate and said, God, I'm not leaving here the same. After church, I texted a pastor who had counseled me before and asked for deliverance. She called me up to the altar. As she prayed, she said, something entered your life at the age of 4. What happened at the age of 4? I told her, I don't know what happened when I was 4. But as she kept praying, God gave me a vision. He showed me where the spirit of lust entered my life at that age. I had pushed it aside for years, convincing myself it wasn't real. But God said, yes, that's what happened. That moment broke me. The trauma I thought didn't happen, did. And it had been the root of the sin that tormented me my entire life. After that deliverance, I felt lighter, but I still had this lump in my throat, like something unfinished. As I drove home, I kept declaring, I'm free. But deep down, I knew something was still there. When I got to my apartment parking lot, I said, no, I'm not stopping here. I stayed in the car and did the freedom prayer again. I felt some release, but not completely. Then I opened up a trash bag in my car and started the secret society prayer. And that's when it happened. As I prayed and renounced, I started feeling nauseous. I began spitting, and suddenly this deep growl, this heavy cough came out of me. The moment it did, peace flooded the car.